Take her medicine. Let me make this small again. I didn't have my Be Right Back picture, so I was just being dumb. As always. Let's make this, since Shot's always missing it. Make it a little bit bigger, okay. Find out the next episode. And it's not a coin, it's my attorney's badge. It has a clip and everything. I have it clipped onto my purse. So I can just show it to people like a weirdo. Alright, just give me 1 second. Ah! I think we had to load through these save states. Load. What's the most recent one? 25th, this one? 2133. Can't be a member of Japan Drama Court without the badge. Oh, crap. Thanks for what she said, my business is over. Wait, is this where we stopped? Huh?
Our fish pants are the most sold item in our group.
People just love them fish pants. And I told you to be quiet, babe.
I'm sorry, that's all I want to say.
Alright. That can't be the 21. It's gotta be this one. I think it's this one. Okay, it must be this one. Okay. January 8th, 3:04 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, trite. Show us. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? I've totally forgotten what I'm trying to prove. Oh, I think we had to prove that the body was hidden in the kitchen. I think. I don't know. I think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you- Oh. How much more of my time are you just gonna waste? I ain't been to court I ain't been to no court before. But you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. Oh, we had to prove that he was faking to be Phoenix Wright, I think? And that he was faking to be, Glenn Elg at the cafe. AKA Nick for some dumb reason. Let's see, no doubt given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here, but maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Oh god. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court. Well, I wonder if it's this. I don't even know 100% what I'm trying to prove. My badge looks better than that one. Let's go ahead and save state real quick. Quite frankly, Mr. Wright, I'm disappointed. I was wondering what evidence you could possibly produce that would sway me. Maybe I have to show the green bile. Ultra save! Let's see. I see that... I see the idiot's point! That's decisive! Real decisive! It's decisive in saying that I ain't guilty! Okay, let's load. That was a big hit. Let's go ahead and look at the bottle. It is possible to save anywhere you want. Let me see if I can... Oh, my controller's not plugged in. Okay, well I can't show you. That's why I use the save states, because usually my controller is not plugged in. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't it the victims? Your Honor, naturally the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. T. Gray. What? But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. My prints on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you're saying? Well, what in the hell's in it anyway? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Although that's kind of illegal. Mr. T. Gray, this is a decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains Mr. Armstrong's oils, potassium cyanide. I'm gonna save it and choose the oils. Evidence on its own isn't worth anything. I guess I'll just have to take the plunge and... Whoa. Wait a minute, Nick! Aromatherapy oil's not going to help anyone now, is it? Mr. Wright. If you think I'll allow you to indulge in speculation at this stage, you're wrong. Oh, it didn't let me do something silly. I'll go ahead and take the hit, because it wasn't that bad. Oops, looks like I better reconsider. Gotta take advantage of that. The fact that the the tiger thinks he's won. And lead him into a trap. And a phony piece of evidence is the way to do it. Mr. T. Gray, this is a decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. It contains... This is the bottle containing the potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. L, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. T. Gray, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You make a good clown, you know that? What? You ain't never gonna get this to stick. You's just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see it straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. No, this is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. Oops. Got him at last. How would he know he was the murderer? And he's just revealed it. Whoa, what? Why's everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle! Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle with the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Godo. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. I was speaking to Phoenix. How Phoenix should to the judge. How would you know it's brown? Oh. Well, when you don't, like, specify these things, I don't know that. It looks like you're talking to me. Let's see, you should have known the bottle, okay. Grr! But just now you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You just don't know who's you messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You just think I'm gonna let some jumps up suit get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. A phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Grrr! Did Evan died? What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Well done, Trite. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. While you watch your caged prey. Right, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. The prosecution will be sure to take care of Mr. Tigre. Won't you, Mr. Godo? It's a good picture of Phoenix with the coffee on his head, I know, right? That's how I drink my coffee. I dump it on my head. He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Ms. Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything up if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre's a truly frightening criminal. Ha! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godo. That's how I let my coffee absorb through the scalp. Let's see, well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggie Bird not guilty! Yeah. That is all. The court is adjourned.
Phoenix's hair isn't naturally brown.
Brown? It's black.
Oh, it's black?
Yes.
I swear that's brown.
Pretty sure it's black.
Yeah, or blind or something.
You're blind or something. Okay.
That's
Go. Either go somewhere else or be quiet.
black hair.
Huh?
I want black hair.
You want black hair? I tried to dye my hair black once.
Like permanently, or
You can't do it permanently.
you can't dye your hair permanently?
No.
Oh, you have to
That would be like some kind of miracle dye. Grandma would be all over that. Alright, January 8th, 4:10 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Good for the hair follicles. You know, I know this is kind of weird and TMI, but I've heard that coffee enemas are actually very good for you. I've never done it. I watched like a video about it. Don't judge! Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him. Well, forgive me? It wasn't my fault. No, it wasn't a porn video. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. It was that one show where it shows off people's weird fascinations or something.
If I hadn't done my hair, I want it to look like this.
Why?
Oh.
Okay, be quiet. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading out. Oh, whoa, wait! Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah, congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, he did try. They kept telling him not to because that's not his job. Wait up, detective! He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. It wasn't even any use! But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya is right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie? You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir, but on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. It's his job! Hello? He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. Oh, yeah, see, Phoenix understands. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. Oh, I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Been going on for the last 3 games. Oh, it's Bash the Detective Hour. Okay. He's been wanting to give you his weenies. He's made you lots of weenies. Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe? I actually really like weenies. You know? Ugh, what was that? Ooh, grr. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Gobble up them midget weenies! So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good! Maya's just watching her like, oh yeah! So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. She wants in on those weenies. Get out of her way! She's gonna push Maggie onto the floor for those weenies. The end! Turnabout beginnings. Yes, I'll say. Again, we've got the legs in the bottom half. And this picture, it looks like Maya's putting the poison in the cup. Don't do it, Maya. The weenies aren't worth it. Let me save state and we will start the next chapter. I have no idea what it's gonna be. The girl. Let her go! Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now. Shut up! Come closer, now kill her! Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Bang! I have no idea what 9 to 5 is. I don't really watch anything. Oh, let's see. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Picture. Name Terry Fowles. Kidnapping and murder. Sentence death penalty. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Fowles met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey first trial. If it's a show made in the last like 5 or 10 years, chances are I've not seen it because I just don't watch TV. I don't watch TV shows. All I watch are Let's Plays. Or I just play video games and don't watch TV. I don't know. I just don't. Alright, February 16th, 9:24 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Ugh! I'm so nervous, I feel like I'm going to die. Oh, it's an 80s movie? With Dolly Parton? And no, I for real never seen it. I don't really watch movies either. There's not very many actual movies that I've seen. Talk about how great it would be to kill him. Okay. No, I've never seen that before. Let's see. I never should have accepted this case. Eek! Ah! Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Terry Fowles, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? Oh god! Eek! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Oh wait, no, eek! I'm sorry! That was Mia! Ugh! I didn't do nothing! I didn't kill nobody! I never lied! I didn't escape from nowhere! But, Mr. Fowles, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. It involves straps. So they thought they poisoned him, but he just fell out of his chair and bumped his head. But they ended up tying him again in chains and stuff. It's weird but funny. If it's funny, then I probably won't like it. If it's not horror, I won't like it. I'm kidding. I like some comedies. But they're usually the comedies that are so dumb that nobody likes them except for me because I'm weird. They recaptured you 2 days ago. Ugh, sorry, I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it! I never killed nobody! Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Ooga! Eek! I'm really sorry. If they don't eat his liver, I don't want nothing to do with it. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Fowles did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ha! You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. You're... Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big, scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where is Mr. Grossberg? Ha! That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me? No. You got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Ha! Relax, I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. What? Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. We're running out of finest attorneys who keep losing. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple, childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. February 16th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. You want a Phoenix Wright prosecuting attorney? I'm not really sure what you do in the Investigators games. The Ace Investigators? I don't know if he plays the prosecuting attorney or not. Oh, it's this judge. Let's see, court is now in session for the trial of Terry Fowles. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, it's Edgeworth. They question mark his name as if we don't know who he is. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. Dracula! He's back! So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. Ooh, the thunder's coming back. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose, not to someone younger than you. Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Fowles was responsible for her death. Speaking of which, what do we have? Proof of my profession. It's brand new and sparkles in the light. Aww. She was stabbed with a knife in the back. Died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. Okay. You got it, kitten. So you do not... I so do not understand what the hell is going on with that girl. She's alive, she's dead, she's a spirit. She talks to her sister becomes her. Yes, we are in the past before she died right now. So right now she's alive. This is her very first case ever. Before becoming her own office and hiring Phoenix, I guess. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor, it was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Fowles, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. When did this time travel happen? At the very beginning of this chapter, did you not see it? It showed Phoenix sitting on a computer, and he was talking about how this case was Mia's very first case. And we time traveled back to see it, I guess. No, there's no Phoenix in this. Yeah, it's her playing as Mia. In the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony. The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Fowles at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Fowles throwing his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be exactly the victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha! I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, yes! Guilty. No. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Gurng! Watch yourself, Miss Fay. I'm not sure I care for your word choice, or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of the case. It's Gumshoe! It's always Gumshoe. Let's see. What? Okay. So is the same judge but younger, or is a different judge? Because when we were doing the mask to mask case, this judge was in the other room with Luke at me when they were trying to do his trial separately on the same day. Okay, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am. You got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous! Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart, it's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. I got it. I don't know why he has that bandage there. Maybe it's, I don't know what it is. I haven't a clue. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's look at this aerial map of the area here. You want to see him in the blue uniform as the street cop? He'll get demoted soon enough. I don't think they ever show him in anything other than this and his other outfit. Let's see. Let's look at this map here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Dusky Bridge map added to the court record. Yay! Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I were some hoser. What? Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. Summary of the incident. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fowles. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fowles was arrested at the police checkpoint that we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, the defense, please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, alright. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness. Everyone's a beginner in here. Ha! You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. What? Summary of the incident? Let's press. Hold it! This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be. You have no idea who it might be, right? sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Fowles. Whoa, what? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Fowles. A note? Yeah, a top-secret memo that she left on her desk. Wasn't Edgeworth undefeated before Phoenix? I guess you missed the beginning. I think we lose this, case. I think pretty sure that's what happened. Anyways, I just get this feeling that you just didn't see that whole first section of this chapter, which is fine. I mean, I don't expect you to have your eyes glued to the stream or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she loses this. Let's see. A top secret memo that she left on her desk. Victim's note added to the court record. Yay! Confidential police materials written by the victim. Touch the check button for details. Fowles at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. And if you guys remember, Dahlia was from the very first trial that we did in this game. Alright. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Fowles. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Ha! Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. You're around, you can expect me to pay perfect attention. You're also watching this copy enema video. You're weird. Although I got this feeling you're not watching the same one I saw. Mine was completely innocent, I promise you. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Is that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Humph. He met with Fowles. A bridge up in the mountains? But why meet there? Because it's a very important place to the defendant. That's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Fowles. Ha! Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. And that's where she was brutally murdered, okay? Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great! We even got to say, "Don't move! We got you surrounded!" Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? Ha! If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Fowles, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. Stuffed her body in the trunk and tried to make it get away. Mr. Fowles had a car then? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, no, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. She's dead! The victim. She was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Ha! For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy of the trunk of the car? I don't see anything strange. Do you? Anyway. What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, ma'am. I didn't do it! I didn't do nothing! That's all he says. Nuttin'? I wouldn't say he did nuttin'. At the very least, we know he stole the car. It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then he always says... sorry, I told a little lie. Or something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. That certainly is some impressive police work. Well, no, actually it was way too close for comfort. We set up the checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Fowles might just try to run. What do you mean it was too close for comfort? The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. That was kind of close. Any later, Mr. Fowles could have slipped right by. Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony. A trap? Walk into it carelessly and it'll leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh? No, it's not! Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you'd better get some more information. And if we're going to get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards. The ever-famous contradictions. I sure hope I can find some of those. They're always accompanied by some hotshot attorney. Why aren't they the ones doing the trial? Alright, I think we have to show... In here it said... wear a white scarf for identification. She's not wearing it that I can see. And I think that's what we're supposed to do. I don't know for sure.
Objection!
Yes, it is. Witness! She just shouted witness? What is it? Did you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry. I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Grr. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Humph. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Grr, come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective! Yes, ma'am. This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note, written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says wear a white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus this special request. Ah, I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. You bet he drives a van. Run away! Want some coffee candy, kids? The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you're searching so desperately for, is it this one, perchance? Ah! Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. Humph, that hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense has finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Fowles did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. I can. Arg, everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Actually, there was an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows her wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40 feet drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha, a potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel her to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So as you can see, Terry Fowles had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. I can't talk. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. No, not again. That's not fair. haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Events on Dusky Bridge. I think I'm gonna change games soon. Let's see, there's an eyewitness. Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. A female college student? That's right, meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements, that is all. What is it supposed to mean? The prosecution has other more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student. What? A female college student, eh? You mean she's female and a college student, sir? If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give us a good reason why. Grr. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question. The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, alright? So about the witness who took this photo, what was this person doing all the way up in the mountains? She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora on the mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo, this cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, no. I don't think it's a ghost. What? I don't even know what he's talking about. Is it this? Ghost? Let's see, drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now. Looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case, the point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Shoved her down and stabbed her in the back. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal? What? Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian? Ha! Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh? Must have been when this scarf fell off. So in other words, there's a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh? That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. From what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am. The area was wet from rain. The bridge was probably wet too. Which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about the testimony that's still bothering me. Talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo. So what do I do? You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean? Of course I do. Humph. So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If if what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. So I've got to look at evidence. Maybe it's because they say she fell on her stomach. But she doesn't look muddy in the picture. Oh, that was correct! So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. This is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit the conditions that day? Is it her coat? I haven't a clue. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Remember the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud! That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. What? I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, his glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. What? You haven't seen how dirty my bathtub is. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? Ha! A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here is the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. This damn scarf here. The evidence is this scarf. Ah! It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. Erg! No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. Buddy. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Ha! You're doing pretty good for a little kitten. Mr. Armando. No matter what he says, the contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, The witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim. Or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence? It's one of those three. Humph! What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into the court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes! The false evidence in this case is the... I want to say it's the witness's testimony. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness. It's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Ha! It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? It appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth the witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? There she is. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes with a double-double. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. What? Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Fay, you could learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, I'm sure... he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time, so I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? She's delicate. Please submit your flirts in writing. My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? Wow! How could you be so mean? Now see here. What are you doing shoving that in her face like that? What? Oh, Tobash Wombat. Thank you so much for the host. I really appreciate that. Uh-huh, but it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time, I'll be forced to penalize you. Hey, Tobash, how are you doing? It's been a while. I know, it's been forever. Let's see, uh-oh. I don't like the turn this is taken. Thank you for the host. I don't know if you heard me say it, but yay, thank you. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I am the defense lawyer. My name is Mia Fey. Oh, you heard me? Yay! Don't shove that in her face. It goes up her butt first? It's a photograph. Stop watching those enema videos. You've been working in stuff, so my time has been out of the window. I know, I've noticed that you haven't you haven't even been posting much on Twitter either. Let's see. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. Kill her! Just shoot her in the face! Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch games now because